madness to get out of it. What have I made of that first half? In relation to Fabio Vieira, I feel where Fabio Vieira is concerned, I think, managing his body, knee on the ball, wants to connect versus take people on, fit enough for the bench, nothing more currently, physically bulk up, sharpness, I would say, in front of goal, not there, but can see its rustiness. If that makes sense, folks. Smith Rowe, I would say standard, 5 out of 10 as well. Like just standard. Almost lost the ball on a madness. Cedric been the brightest. He's the most fitted. It's Cedric big quality, like, in quality. And generally, I think move the ball from back to front well. Reacted to keep a mistake. Very well. Should score more. Aziz, Nathan, Sosa, all threatening. I think our high line and Zach/Hilson could be a angle for 10 men Swansea. So yeah, that's what I would say so far, if I'm honest with you. Fabio looks very lost and lazy. He can't take the players on. He just looks like he needs a year out on loan. I mean, again, he's not fully fit. Joao Adeo is one. I don't know if that's the case. Medley. If you're talking about Arsenal's Medley, left us a very long time ago. I wouldn't say he looks lazy or lost, but fair enough. I shout my guy, man. Come on, you know what I did, DJ, man. Shout out to you, of course. YouTuber in the day and night and all other times. But you know me, I love you, man. You was in the fields, man. Shout out to you, was there, man. My broski. Joel Adeu, and obviously a cracker from Cedric, a cracker jacker. Vieira's had neat touches and nice feet, nice passing, needs to eat hard food and go gym, nothing special. I mean, to be honest, I don't really care if he makes anything special here happen in the game, because the first thing is fitness. I know he's a £20 million player. We all know about what we've seen of him on highlights and all of that sort of stuff. But yeah, I would have loved for him to look like a shark in a goldfish tank. Of course, look like a level above this, but he clearly don't look fit enough. Still adapting to his teammates. Still looks like he's not physically there in terms of that. And obviously, there's an element of rustiness because he's barely played in it. Sometimes when he's taken one touch too many, but I think he's played with his head up. He's looked to get involved and he's done quite well, man. And he looks, again, hopefully he's fit enough to be on the bench in some capacity against Bournemouth. I don't think he's fit enough to play more than 20, 30, 40, 50, probably half an hour, really. And Smith Rowe looks evidently fitter than him. He's buzzing around a lot more. But Smith Rowe's had more of a pre-season, man. I would say with Fabio Vieira, he looks like he wants to be a centrally based player. He's not really interested in taking on his man. We all know he can play off that wide, right? But we all know he's an organic 10. He wants to do the link up, the classic Arsenal sort of stuff. And as I was saying earlier, it's a shame that he's not fit, man, because I'm not saying Odegaard should be dropped, but just humor me for a second, people. Now, even though there's only been 2 games and people had the same conversations last year with Smith Rowe and Odegaard, ironically around the same time. But just humor me. Let's just say, Odegaard should be dropped. Why are you dropping your captain? Crystal Palace brought their captain off the bench at Anfield. If you're not doing the business, you're not doing the business. Maybe if Smith Rowe wasn't fit or was fit, Arteta could say, you know what, Fabio Vieira can come in for Odegaard. So I do expect him to play as a 10. I do want to see him play as a 10. For me, I want to see him groomed into a left-sided 8, kind of the Xhaka role, going to play it in a different profile. I think we need someone who can play as an 8 that's a bit stronger, because while I'm here for this Arsenal thing of Zinchenko, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, more sort of creative dons than I can count. It's not the most physically imposing. I do think he's going to have to improve a lot physically. You know, all he's got to do is look at David Silva and Bernardo Silva. Obviously, I hope you could be in the same realm as them two from a footballing perspective, but just from a case of physicality, they're not the biggest, but they imposed definitely, but they imposed themselves in games. So, yeah, man, I think, as I was saying, again, I hope it happens sooner, but I'd say the first 6 months, I'm not really expecting much. I expect him to do his thing in the cups and things like that. And I think probably from the start of the new year, I'm not saying he's going to be our player of the season or anything, but I think you'd see him more prominent now. What do I know? I hope I see that sooner rather than later, but you get where I'm going with that, folks. So, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, and what a goal it was from Cedric, really. Cracker of a finish from Cedric. Lovely free kick. You know, as we speak, Arsenal.com are probably, they have to be clipping that up. Cedric defo showing that to his mates. He's defo going to spin that more times than I spin the goal of my intro. Eddie's beefed up. Yeah. Odegaard isn't the old style captain. He is Arteta's on-field tactician. Yeah. Vieira has shown nothing by way of passing or dribbling. Very harsh. But he's not done a mazza. You know, Miguel Aziz played some lovely passes. Nathan, Koza Dewberry, Joel, who's obviously got the goal. They've all looked lively and sharp. I think Cedric's looked good. I think Cedric and Fabio Vieira have operated well off the right. A couple of times Smith Rowe, Cedric, and Fabio Vieira has linked up with Smith Rowe and Cedric really well. I actually think Fabio Vieira could have had a goal and assist today so far, but yeah, man, it is what it is. In the second half, you probably, you want to see us score a bit more as well. But yeah, man, it is what it is. I rate Vieira as a Jorginho done. Vieira has looked very cultured on the ball. Wow, man, them have zero eye test. K, forgive them because they don't understand, man. It's not their fault, man. You have to know what you're looking for. You know, if you thought he was gonna, I would have loved for it to have been a player that's won a league title at Porto, playing amongst some little children. You pause, definitely we don't know that. But he's not fit. He's not fit. And like one hunter said, you can tell Vieira should be in midfield. Man said Cedric called up to Portugal's under-21s. What's my Sunday league team called? The Wrong'uns. We're in Enfield. You want to sign for us? Shouts. You don't have to be from North when he plays. So get them in, man. He's doing all he can to be involved in Europa League games. I've offered my opinion, Mark, which I'm sure you've heard. Nonetheless, big up yourself and shout out all the Ugandans tuned in. DG thoughts on Keita apparently being unsettled at Liverpool. Why is he unsettled? Fabio is not physically able. Difficult. That's harsh as hell, man. Hey, make sure you check it. Hey, my guy. I think I saw your comment. Delhi is on a plane to Turkey. Took a wage cut to go Besiktas on loan. Fuck, It's gone out sad. He's gone out very, very sad. Eight, 6, and 4 are all good players that can be integrated into the first team. Let's chill out. Let's just let these guys play. Let's chill out a bit. Because, some of the fans can be very unforgiving. Got to remember how difficult it is to step up into the first team level. Let's cool off a bit with these comments. But I hear it, man. 235 likes, people. We're almost at 300. We're moving lit still. My friend just seen Pepe at Gatwick Airport. I hear that, bro. United reopen talks with Anthony Fake Hope. Have optimism, man. Where is Michu? Fly me out from ATL every Sunday. I'll bring the wings. Bless his DG Nation. Pack shout out to you. Let's get them likes up, people. Saint, you're a nice guy, man. Very nice guy. Appreciate that. How long until... Well, I don't know when kickoff is back, but it's in front of me. See what's going on in the world of Arsenal. Type in Arsenal on Google. 11:30. I'm live again on YouTube, people. That's 11:30 UK time. And we will at some point. Check your Twitch schedules. We will be watching All or Nothing at some point. What you do need is Amazon Prime though, and Twitch, or you can't. It's not just rocking up thing. I mean, some people watch it on the Buki link and listen and watch along. If that's your thing, do your thing. But yeah. Apparently, we're going to see the training ground bust up between. Ironically, the man who scored just now in Cedric and Lacazette. I know some football fans are like, oh my God, they were fighting. What do you think happens when the teams fight when tensions are high at City or Liverpool? You think there weren't I'm not saying Liverpool blamed anyone. You think there weren't a couple strong words between players in the Liverpool game that just went where they dropped points? What do you think happens when teams are fighting relegation? You think Ramsdale's not, it must have seen a few. What do you think happens at Sunday League level? It's just like when fans were shocked when, who was it? I swear it was Eddie Nketiah and Ceballos. They had a little something as well. It's a high testosterone environment, and obviously where you don't want to look at it from that perspective. Tensions are high, man, athletes and things like that, And for Arsenal fans, for those of you, I'm only 27, so those of you around my age and older, but we won a league title at Spurs, and Jens Lehmann and Sol Campbell wanted to absolutely claw each other's heads off. That is the dynamics. Second half is going to begin shortly, people. The boys are back out here. Who's that? Catalan Serjan's on the pitch as well. He's had a terrible time with injuries, the Romanian lad. And Mauro Bandera, very strong, composed lad. So I'd imagine that is Fabio Vieira and obviously Smith Rowe off, really. I don't know. I can't listen with the commentary, so I'd have to assume that. I'm going to, once obviously I press the timer and assess it for myself. So it's a good test for these young boys, man. You got yourself back in the game. Go and get 3-4. I'm not being funny, but they're down to 10 men. And kickoff has happened, so yeah, I believe, their first team lads are off. Cedric's still out there though, I believe. And Cedric can get 90 minutes. There's nothing wrong with Cedric. You're just not getting minutes at first team level. Arteta said after the Leicester game, Vieira will play Jacaro. Exactly. He's made a big song and dance talking about his versatility. Saying that, however, no matter what way you look at it, right, you need to be able to do one thing first. You can't, you need to define yourself as a 10, as an 8 or whatever, and then do all of that. No matter how you look at it. Arsenal started off decent here anyways. As I said, it's 2-1 to Arsenal. You can watch this for free on arsenal.com if you are looking for somewhere, folks. Just have to sign up. If you don't want to sign up, problems.